So we're about to do something completely new that I've never seen anyone do before in Demon Slayer, that is. We used to talk about it like this. A lot of us top players used to talk about matchups, and I figured, you know what? Why not do a matchup tier list for Nezuko, right? I'm probably gonna start doing this from now on with all of the new DLC characters, but basically it's pretty self-explanatory how matchup tier list works. It's just depending on who she's good against, who she's even against, like who she does well against, who she's even with, and who she has like bad matchups with, like who's 6'4" and above versus her. But yeah, let me show you guys the tier list right now. So this is what I've came to so far of who's her good matchups, like who she does well against, who she's even against, and who she's bad against, right? Ever since she's dropped, me and my clan mates, we've been doing a bunch of different matchups versus her. We've been doing like Slayers versus her, Nez versus the demons, and etc, right? So far from what I've seen and like what has been displayed, this is what I think about her so far. Now, these are her good matchups. I got Yushiro, Sabito, and you pretty much know the rest. It's pretty self-explanatory. The people in the good matchups for her, I feel like their neutral game isn't as strong, just like her, and she has tools that can counter them much more easier than vice versa. Now, the only character in her good matchups that has a little bit of a better neutral than her is Rengoku, but I've seen some crazy stuff happen with Nezuko versus Rengoku. I've literally seen him get grabbed out of Flame Tiger as soon as he was starting up. I seen push block into her DP while he was trying to do guard pressure. Even if he tries to whiff Flame Tiger, she can move around and then immediately lunge him out of it. It's really crazy. I think she does really good against Rengoku. Besides, he takes a lot of damage. He can dish it out to her. But yeah, with all those flaws Rengoku got, yeah, this is just her winning matchups. Yushiro, we don't even got to talk about him. We already know everyone pretty is good against him. We got Makomo. Makomo would be great on paper against her, like I would consider it even, but her DP is super inconsistent, so yeah, it'd be clashing with her skills sometimes, so yeah, that's a problem. Water Tundra and Sakonji, they just have slower water wheels. If Sakonji's trying to be more safe with his water wheel and put a trap, she could just DP immediately or do her skill. Yeah, Water Tundra and Sakonji, they pretty much can do the same thing with their water wheels, and if they're trying to be safe, they do basin and stuff like that for guard pressure, and she could just do her DP to stop them from even trying to pressure. She also can easily walk around them and just lunge. It's crazy how her lunge is super effective against those characters. Now I'm gonna go straight into the even tier list. By the way, if anyone has, any controversy and want to talk about, like, if they disagree or not, we can talk about it in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure for the most part everyone can kind of agree. So far, I think Nezuko versus Rui is pretty even. Now, Rui's neutral is better than hers, but she can heal more than him and does way more damage than Rui. She can just get in pretty easily by doing her lunge. There's a couple ways she can get in on Rui, and Rui can get in evenly on Nezuko. Like I said, Nezuko is a different character, so you gotta play her a certain type of way. If Rui has to play her game, it's gonna be hard for him, but he still has the better neutral overall. We got Giyu, Tengen, Shinobu, Nez, and HK Tanjiro. Giyu's pretty self-explanatory. He has Dead Calm, so she has to watch out for that. Other than that, it's pretty even, right? For the most part, Giyu does have a little bit of a better neutral, but his Dead Calm is something that she has to worry about, because if she throws out her skills all willy-nilly, Dead Calm is gonna hurt. Tengen is overall, I say it's even, right? I know Tengen has crazy neutral. You gotta respect him. I almost want to put him in one of her bad matchups because he is faster than her, right? He's faster than her, his skills has way more priority, but like I said, you're not gonna use Nez to just throw out her tilt skill. It's not meant for that. It's meant for whiff punishing and baiting stuff out. So I'd say it's still pretty even. I don't think any Slayer can really dominate Nezuko like that much. But to be honest, I think the only one I would say in this group would be bad for her is probably Tengen. Uh, but for now, I'll leave her at even. We got Shinobu, obviously self-explanatory. Her heavy is her greatest tool. To be honest, it's her neutral, if I'm gonna be honest, and her tilt skill. Nezuko has to respect it a lot. She has to respect it, and even though she's slow, she has tools to get around it. But the thing is, if Shinobu gets touched, it's kind of GG's, right? She's getting hit by like a 60% combo, so that's why I consider it pretty even though Shinobu has the better neutral. But if she gets touched, yeah, it's pretty much over. Now, I would say it's pretty even with the new Nez. Both of them uses basically their lunge and neutral a lot. Pretty much, like, they both would have to play their own game at some point in the match. Like I said, the regular Nez, like, she does crazy damage too. Both of them do really good damage. I think Awakened Nezuko does slightly more, I think so, from what we've seen so far. The Awakened Nez has to worry about heal bash, but at the same time, like I said, the Awakened Nez has a better lunge, a bigger hitbox on her lunge, in fact. Other than that, yeah, she heals, she gets it back. The other Nezuko has heal bash, obviously she has to worry about that, but if she does claws or heal bash in neutral, the other Nez can just DP, so I'd say it's pretty even there, unless you guys think otherwise. But so far from what I've seen, I think it's pretty even. HK Tanjiro, he's the same boat. He has better neutral. Cross slash can check her a lot, and if she tries to throw anything out, he could just DP. It usually consistent with her because Nezuko's not really in the air, so his DP will really catch her like 9 times out of 10. But for the most part, I think it's pretty even, because if she do touch HK, right, because HK has the better neutral, HK is going to take way more damage. Of course, it's the same thing as Shinobu. Shinobu, they take 1.20, but if they get touched one time, it's pretty much like GG's, right? Okay, so now let's go quickly into the bad tier list, her bad matchups, right? Now, based off of what I've seen, Nezuko can win these matchups. Yes, she can. If she touches any of them, it is going to hurt. Obviously, I feel like as a demon, I do not want to get hit by Nezuko. Same thing with Slayers. Like, it just hurts to get touched by her, right? Like, for the most part, her worst matchup is probably a 7-3 or 7-3 probably with Yahaba. But other than that, like, I think it's pretty much 6-4 for her bad matchups, right? If she gets in and she's able to do damage, you have to sub, and then she controls the neutral. But at the same time, like I said, her neutral isn't that good. So these demons right here will always keep her in check no matter what. I think pretty much Enmu is pretty self-explanatory. His neutral, outside of Akaza, is probably the second best in the game. She has to worry about projectiles. She's too slow to really get in to punish that much. But if she does get in and kind of bait out his mash, or she could DP, or if she touches him, yeah, it's gonna hurt him. So, but for the most part, overall, he has better neutral and better setups that she probably can't really get out of. Maybe, but like I said, she just has to touch him. It's not that bad. I think it's 6-4. Same with Susumaru, I think it's 6-4. If you have any, like, if you are a good player with Awakened Nez and you're using Enmu, I'm talking about, by the way, I'm talking about this list at the highest level, by the way, right? If you're Susumaru, your Enmu, your Yahaba, Akaza isn't up to date, like if you're not a top player using them, you didn't master them yet, then you could definitely have a 5-5 with Awakened Nezuko. But of course, I'm talking about at their highest potential, of course. So yeah, basically, Susumaru is dominant. Nezuko is too slow to even touch Susumaru, but when she does get in using her lunge and neutral, she does really, like, extremely well. It's hard for Susumaru to, like, get away from her, because she tried to tilt skill, Nezuko can lunge her out of it. Her lunge is really good, but other than that, she struggles extremely to get close in on Susumaru. Same with Yahaba, she's way too slow. This is probably her worst matchup in the game overall. Now, she could try to heal bash him when Yahaba's doing his air lights, but he can cancel, so it's not really viable. You're wasting a demon skill, then you gotta control neutral all over again. So yeah, and Akaza, self-explanatory. He has the best neutral in the game. She has to work extremely hard to get in on him. But of course, since Akaza does take the most damage in the game, if she do touches him, he has to sub. But like I said, in terms of overall neutral, it is a 6-4 matchup. In terms of overall neutral, it's just bad for her, right? It's just bad for her. I'm not saying she gets stomped by Akaza, but you know, it is pretty bad. She just had to touch him, like I said. Zenitsu is, out of all the like rush down characters in the game, right? Zenitsu is the worst. I've never experienced such a horrible matchup in this game with Awakened Nezuko like Zenitsu. This, if you even try to open Zenitsu up with any option, he can push block, air spin, everything she could do. Let's say you do a tilt skill, right? Boom, push block, air spin. Free. If you do the regular kicks by mistake or something, push block, air spin. Hill bash, push block, air spin. It's super bad. Like, she has to get in on Zen. She's too slow. He can heavy her, he can TCF her. It's really hard. If a Zenitsu plays defensive and how he's supposed to play, she can't really do much to him. She has to open him up, and that's extremely hard for her to do based on her toolkit. She has to catch Zenitsu like just lacking, and I feel like that's already pretty hard as it is. I'd be thinking this is like a 7-3 to be honest, but I'm gonna keep it. Like I said, I think all of these people down here is 6-4 at best. 7-3 with Ihaba. Other than that, her even matches like 5-5, right? And everybody else stats are good. I think it's 6-4 in her favor. She don't really dominate anyone in this game. So like I said, this is how I feel. This tier list is based on the highest level from what I've seen so far. I've seen her go against pretty much all of these characters in the game. Like I said, me and my clan, we've been labbing a lot. We've been like studying every matchup so far in this game. So I feel like this is a concrete tier list so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.